Yummy.
Yummy, yummy. And the aftermath.
It's cookie.
I don't know if that's possible. Hello, my little monkey.
My mommy helped me get up.
Yes.
There's also Serina Hwang.
Are you okay?
I'm here, mommy.
Hey, sweetheart. And you brought your shovel?
Hello, Daddy. Mom, do you live over up there?
I did. Okay, I'm going in. I'll see you tomorrow.
No!
Hurry, come down, come down, come down. One. Hold on to me. Ah! Can't believe I just did that holding the camera. What kind of dance is that, ready?
Go. Wait. Mommy, can we start again?
Sure.
Hi guys, it's Maddie. Today we're gonna talk about emoji. Emojis is feelings. Like emojis. Like that. Emojis are feelings. Your turn. Emojis are feelings. Shh! Mommy, can you be quiet? I'm recording. We must sing on my turning. But emojis, that's emojis color. And then emojis are feelings. Happy feeling, or sad feeling, or boring feeling, or angry feeling. That is emojis. Emojis is feelings. Emojis and you say.
7 hours later.
Emojis. So, bye. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to, we have to eat all of this turkey, right? So I'm just tearing it and putting it in here so we can save it and eat it later. We can make delicious turkey sandwich. Switch this.
Yeah.
We should put this over here.
Should I do the cameraman? Can I be the cameraman, Mom?
Sure, you can totally be the cameraman.
Okay.
Please, my head is cut off.
Okay.
Half of my head was cut off, I think.
What is this, Mommy?
Reggie, do you want to do this? Do you know how to do this? You can just tear this apart and put it in here. Just don't put the bone in. And we can eat it tomorrow. Or we can eat it tonight if you guys are hungry.
Okay.
I'll be back. I am here. The turkey, what do you call this job? The turkey
Splitter.
the turkey
Cutter.
turkey shredder,
Turkey killer. No, Taki Lovey. Mommy, how do you like this?
So we started an amateur campfire. How is it? All right, these are going in. 조심해야 돼. 와, 맛있겠다.
Hello. What are you doing? Doing fire camp. What's mommy doing?
Burning the marshmallow. Now look at the right. This is my house. And my dad is holding the camera, and my brother's there, which is in me. We made a fire, and we put the chairs here, and the table, and the food, and the marshmallow was delicious.
Hello everybody! So as promised, I'm going to answer all your lovely questions that you sent me via Instagram. I asked you guys to ask me any question you like, simply because I honestly don't know what to shoot about. It's been such a long time since I've been on YouTube. Got it. Okay, so you guys sent me so many questions. I honestly thought that many of you had forgotten about me since it's been so long. But I was pleasantly surprised that you guys care. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's get into them. The first one, have you picked up any new hobbies since quarantine started? No, because in April, I decided that it was time for me to start my own business. I've been dreaming of it for years and years and years. And finally, I decided to jump on the wagon. So I started a company called Engo and Kindigo. They are both platforms for online courses related to English learning. We do a bit of video production as well. So yeah, I started that company. And for any of you who have started your own company before or are still running your own company, you will know that it's like raising a baby. It's a lot of work. In the beginning stages of when I started my business, I was literally dreaming work. So I felt like I was like 24 hours a day working. Yeah, it was hard. Physically, it was quite hard. But anyway, so that's kind of like my new hobby, but not really. I just have not had any time to pick up anything new because my life is basically work and family. Yeah. Any diet tips? I don't believe in dieting, but again, I don't ever really weigh myself. Like maybe I weigh myself twice a year at most, just to see if I'm like within my normal range. But yeah, I don't believe in dieting in the sense that I'm like restricting myself from eating. So I really believe that food should be eaten and enjoyed, and you should feel satisfied after you eat food. But of course, you should eat food that is healthy, that is, you know, not processed and in season, because that's when you can get definitely the most nutrients. Yeah, it should be fresh and yeah, just trying to limit all the junk food and fast food if at all possible, and working out regularly is so important. I definitely don't do it as much as I should be, but I feel amazing after any workout, and I usually make sure I get in at least like 30 minutes to 45 minutes of cardio each time I do it. So for me, not so much dieting. I just really limit the amount of processed foods, and And yeah, try to eat a lot of vegetables, a bit of meat, and just a bit of carbs. So that's kind of my balanced diet. Okay, how can I speak English well? This is this is a very big question. I probably won't be able to answer it because there's just so many tips I have, because if you know me, you know that I am obsessed with finding out ways where people can learn a language faster and more effectively. I think as an adult, if you want to speak a language well, it's really important to set a clear goal. It should never be, I want to speak English well simply because. Really figure out why you want to learn this language. So why do you want to learn English? And make it very, very specific. Try not to have like a broad goal, like I just want to be good at English. No, because then you'll never really, like it's really hard to gauge like, you know, in which direction you should be learning the language. So figure out a goal and figure out a timeline and figure out ways that you can get to your goal. So that's my number one tip. Okay, do you have a specific goal in life? Oh, wow. So recently I wrote a journal entry in my diary talking about how I just feel so exhausted these days. I feel like I want to do so many things in a day and I'm sort of unable to because of time limits, or I just feel physically drained and exhausted and I just can't get myself to, you know, complete some of the tasks that I wish I could. And then I just sat and thought about, you know, is this really living a happy life? So I think right now my goal in life is to just find the right balance of finding meaning in my work, being a loving wife and being a loving daughter and a loving mom, and just being there for my family, but also really taking good care of myself, because my body is the vehicle in which I can, you know, go around doing all these things. And if this body is not well, then I won't be able to do any of those things. So I think it's really important to have a well-balanced life. So if I have a specific goal in life, it's just to be happy and to be healthy. And there's so much to be grateful for. It's all about finding balance. Okay. Next question. 정열을 자랑하시는 댁은 양평 쪽인가요? So this question is asking about the view that I always take a picture of my, I guess it's kind of our front yard. And this person is asking if it's in an area called Yangpyeong. So no, it is not in Yangpyeong. We have a house out in the country. It is in Ansang. Do you have anything to recommend for English learners? Okay, so I gave you guys that tip about, you know, having a specific goal. Another tip, and I think this is the most important, is just having the right attitude. So not being afraid to be judged by others. When someone is speaking your language and you know that they're not fluent, you yourself, would you be judging them and thinking, oh wow, that person doesn't speak that language very well? No. A lot of people, they sort of limit themselves by always being afraid of being judged. It's important to get rid of that mindset of, you know, caring about what other people think. And in order to be good at a language, you need to fail many times. You need to forget that word and then remember that word many, many times before it actually solidifies in your brain and it comes out automatically. So learning language is a very long-term process because there really are no shortcuts to learning a language, and just really enjoy the process. So yes, don't think about what other people think of you, because that will paralyze you. Think about yourself. Try to be better than yesterday, and I think that's the most important tip or sort of recommendation I can give you is just to have the right attitude. The next question, my dear friend Nayeon asks, which stock shall I buy today? I have no idea because I am clueless when it comes to stocks, and she knows this. Okay, I'm curious about the mini watermelon, want to hear the story behind it. So on my Instagram, if you go back to the summer of 2020, there should be a picture of a little watermelon. So we have like a vegetable garden in the back or on the side of our house, and there was a mini watermelon that my mother-in-law accidentally picked. We obviously wanted it to grow to full size. But then, yeah, it was just so cute. It was like, you have to take a look at the picture. It's so cute. And my kids and I wondered, what was inside this little watermelon. So we decided to cut it in half. And when we opened it, it was completely white. There was no pink flesh at all. So that was a bit of a shock. Okay, where do you live? So I live in Seoul. But again, as I mentioned, we do have a house out in the country, which we come to every weekend. What's your favorite coffee, Americano or latte or anything else? So I love Americanos. Not a big fan of lattes, but sometimes when I do feel like something a little bit creamy, sometimes I will get lattes. Once in a while, I will get like a sweet coffee when I'm really feeling, for something sweet. But otherwise, I like my coffee very bland, boring, and bitter. How do you spend your time with kids these days? No school and no hagwon. I know. I think because my kids have had so much structured learning at school that when they are home, I kind of let them have a lot of freedom in terms of choosing what to do. My kids are still quite young, so I really do think it's really important that they play. Playing is another form of learning, and it's the best way to learn as a child. So my kids are 8 and 5. So they play a lot at home. We read a lot, and we also have been getting them to write journals every single day. So for my little one, it's more her like drawing pictures of some of her highlights of her day. And yeah, they do play a little bit. They have been both into Minecraft, which I hear is a pretty good game. I've seen them play, and I think it's nice how they can, build things. Yeah, I take it day by day. Usually we'll have like one like small little project that we'll do for that day. So sometimes we'll, bake something, sometimes we'll make something, sometimes we'll set up a little mini tent at home and do camping, or, we'll go out and play. My kids do play a lot outside, and I think that's so important for them and also very, very healthy for them. It's important to get a lot of sun, not only for vitamin D, but I think for your overall health and well-being and mood. To sum it up, I think I take it day by day. We'll have little mini projects, but for me, I really encourage them to play. Okay, can you please start making vlogs, please? I love them. Well, I am so glad that this video right here has little glimpses of things that I've been doing over the weekend. Okay, what workout do? You look so fit. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I think naturally I am sort of on the skinny side, but for me, I just really want to feel healthy, and I want my body to feel strong. And so for me, I feel like doing a lot of cardio has been really good. I feel better. I feel like it's really strengthening like my lungs and my heart, and just getting a good sweat out. And then I use some of the workout machines as well, just to really strengthen some of my muscles. I have a weak like lower back because, you know, just raising my kids and carrying them all the time has done quite a lot of damage to my lower back. So I try to do some of the workout machines, but I'm by no means an expert. But yeah, for me, the most important thing is cardio. What's your job? So I am a TV radio host, but I am now also proud to say an entrepreneur. So I own my own company as well. And I also think being a mom is like a full-time job as well. What time do you wake up and do you have your morning routine? So I used to have a longer morning routine, but I just feel like I need that extra time in bed now. So these days I wake up at 6:30, and once I wake up, I am just like
go, 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 go. Like get myself ready, get the kids ready, prepare breakfast, pack their bags, pack their snacks, and get them out the door and drive them to school.
Unfortunately, I don't have a relaxed morning routine at all. Like if someone was to, you know, record my mornings, they're pretty crazy, but it is what it is. So I usually have time to myself in the evenings once the kids are in bed. What are your thoughts about modern relationships where male and female contribute money equally? You know what? I have no thoughts about them. I have no thoughts about that at all. I think every relationship is different, and if one person makes more money or spends more money, I mean, does that really matter whether you're male or female? For me, it doesn't really matter. But I think, you know, everyone has different expectations from their partner. So you'll just have to find someone who, you know, matches those needs, and you also match their needs as well. We want a skincare products review video or maybe your current skincare routine. I can definitely do an updated video on this, but my skincare routine has become very, very simple. Very, 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 very simple. So I always use a toner, some sort of serum with an active vitamin C, niacinamide, and zinc. I usually alternate between those two, and then I top it off with a very, very hydrating cream these days because it's winter and very dry here in Korea. Can you share your highlights of 2020 or your quarantine routines to stay motivated? The highlight of 2020 was probably me starting my my company. Routine to stay motivated, I can just say one thing. I think when you're staying at home a lot, you can just feel really blah, and you also, I think for me, I had a tendency to be consuming a lot of stuff on my phone, which then made me feel worse. So I always sort of set a limit on how much media or how much just stuff I'm consuming on my phone. And I make sure that I get enough exercise whenever I can. So I kind of take like little micro moments to do some stretching, do some meditation, and maybe even squeeze in a few workout things, workout exercises in between, and I just try to stay as healthy as possible because I feel like your mind and body and everything kind of affects each other. So as you can see, I have I've switched rooms. It is nighttime here, so my kids are actually watching a movie right now, so I slipped into their rooms and I would like to finish this Q&A. Okay, let's go. So the next question is, please expand on how your parents raised you to be disciplined and goal-oriented. So I think one thing that really stands out in the way that my parents raised me well is they number one, gave us a lot of freedom, and they really respected our decisions. They never really forced us or gave us pressure in terms of what they wanted us to be. They definitely had high expectations of us, but they did give us a lot of freedom. And second, they never spoiled us. So that I really, really appreciate, because that made me work really hard for anything I wanted, and I really want to do the same for my kids as well. I think sometimes spoiling your kids is one of the worst things you can do for them, because they end up just not working very hard for things, and they think that anything will be easily handed to them. So yes, that is something I learned from my parents, and I would like to teach to my children as well. Okay, next. Having grown up in Canada, what did you find challenging about moving to Korea? I think not so much when I moved to Korea, but I think when I got married, I felt like social pressure, not just from like my family, but like from society, in terms of what is expected of women once they get married and they have kids. And I think I'm not blaming my family at all, but I just do think that it's just such a norm here in Korea. Married women or mothers are expected to do so much, and I feel that within my community of moms as well. And yeah, things are definitely changing, and they're becoming better, but still I do feel like Korea has a long way to go. 6 more days till Christmas. Yay! I'm so excited about Christmas. What are your Christmas plans at home? Honestly, we're having another wave here in Korea, and at this point in time right now, we are not at level 3, but level 3 in Korea means a lot of things will be shut down and things will be on lockdown. And everybody is kind of assuming that we will be on lockdown during the week of Christmas. So yeah, no particular plans, but honestly, I'm not complaining. I'm just looking forward to some quality time with my family. Okay, how do you manage your time for work, children, husband, skincare, etc.? Honestly, I feel like I'm struggling with this right now. As I mentioned earlier, I feel like I don't really have the right balance in my life right now. I feel like my work is a huge part, as well as my kids, and I'm finding that I don't have enough time for myself. So I think what I need to do is start setting some stricter boundaries for myself and really keeping to those rules so that I can have time to really recharge and just recharge my body so that I can be there for my family and also be there for my team at work. How do you deal with your insecurities? I think one of the ways that I deal with my insecurities is that I really come face to face with my insecurities. I try to be as honest as I can with myself instead of trying to deny that I have those insecurities. So I think one of the ways that I do this is writing in my journal, and also just like taking time to reflect on why I feel certain negative emotions in particular times. So I really try to take the time to reflect and think about why I feel the way I feel. And I try to sort through my insecurities one step at a time. So that's really how I deal with them. Even though some people may seem confident, I do feel like everybody has their own insecurities. And that's not a bad thing. I think we all have things that we're really good at, and there's no reason why we should be good at everything, right? There are things obviously that we're not good at, and it's okay to be insecure. But instead, I think sometimes you need to find comfort in those insecurities. Does that make sense? Okay. What do you like to cook recently? Honestly, these days, well, this sort of like latter half of 2020, I haven't had that much time to really spend time cooking. So everything has been kind of like just like super easy, convenient meals for my family. So honestly, I have to say I haven't really been enjoying cooking, but I have been trying to, I've been trying to enjoy eating more, because I think because I'm so busy, eating has kind of lost its pleasure for me. Like before, I used to love eating, and I still do, but so now it's just kind of like I'm eating simply to make that hungry feeling go away, and that's it, just so I can like make it through the day. But these days I'm trying to take time to really like enjoy my food, and whenever I am cooking for my family or cooking for myself or buying things, I try to buy like good quality food. Yeah. What was the hardest thing 2020 has done to me in terms of the virus? I think running my business during this pandemic has been quite challenging. When we go through sort of phases where the numbers are quite high, I've been like canceling shoots. I try to get everybody to work from home, and in that sense, like sometimes we can be a little bit less productive, because you know, it's just different when you're like face to face having meetings as opposed to like everyone is behind the screen. So yeah, that, and of course, you know, when we go through like lockdown, my kids are unable to go to school. So I have to find a way to like literally like juggle everything inside the house. So I find like little moments to finish up my work, and then I'm like focusing on the kids. And yeah, it's quite hectic, but I kind of take it for what it is. Yeah, it's quite chaotic, but I've kind of learned to accept that it is chaos. Okay. At what age did you give birth to your son? I think I was 28. Yeah. Your vitamins and supplements these days would be nice. Okay. Vitamins and supplements. Okay, let me think. I definitely take vitamin C on a pretty regular basis. I would say 5 out of 7 days I would take vitamin C. And vitamin D on days that I don't go outside. I take probiotics and magnesium before I go to bed. Oh, I take omega. It's not like a regular thing where I take it every single day, but yeah, I try to squeeze those in. What's your favorite skincare of 2020? My favorite skincare product is my vitamin C serum from Misha. I feel like it's very affordable, very effective, and not so harsh on my skin. Sometimes I find that vitamin C serums can be, they can make my skin quite sensitive. So that I have been absolutely loving. Okay, top anti-aging products, I think again, would be the vitamin C serum and anti-aging. I think in terms of anti-aging, I think more than skincare, it's like the food that I eat. I try to eat a lot of greens. Salmon is one fish that I eat quite regularly. I eat it at least once a week. So next would be tips for winter skincare. I'm trying to give you guys something different. I think my top tip for everyone would be to wear sunscreen all year round. And especially in the winter, especially if you live in a country that snows a lot, because like the reflection from the snow makes it like harsher for your skin. But just using sunscreen every single day, I think keeps you young, keeps your skin looking youthful, and yeah, it really slows down aging. How do you stay looking so young? So again, I would say sunscreen, eating well, eating lots of vegetables and fruits, and minimizing your intake of sugar and caffeine. I haven't been very good with caffeine. I think I've been drinking a lot of coffee these days. I drink about 1 to 2 cups a day, but I think in 2021 I'm gonna really cut down on my coffee intake. Okay, the next question is, what is one piece of advice you would give to your 20-something self? It would definitely be to not care about what other people think. And I think this is easier said than done. The energy that you put into thinking about and caring about what other people think is so useless and so unproductive. You could be putting that energy into yourself and really developing yourself and developing your skills and focusing on your career, focusing on things that are really, really important to you. So that's what I would tell myself. I think though in my 20s I was quite insecure, and I think it's part of my upbringing as well. It could be, it's definitely partially like Korean culture, but I think I was raised to always care about what other people thought of me, and it really took a long time to really break that thought. Which is why I always tell people that I really enjoy my 30s, and I honestly think that. That is because I love myself so much more, I'm less insecure, and I really don't care that much about what other people think. I care a lot about what people think of me who are like within my circle, who really love and care for me. Beyond that, I don't really care. Okay, share all the ride or die beauty products like must-haves of life. Yes, okay. Ride or die. You know what? My skincare has really become minimal since the last time I uploaded videos on YouTube. I think one thing that I cannot live without would be maybe, I mean, I can live without it, but just a good toner, a gentle and good toner, and a cotton pad. And that really gives me a nice smooth surface to work with when I put my makeup on, and a really good moisturizer. I don't think the moisturizer has to be very expensive to be good. I think there are so many on the market right now that are really good, really gentle. I cannot live without giving myself a facial massage. I give myself a facial massage every single day. Whenever I'm removing my makeup with cleansing oil, I give myself a quick 1 minute, sometimes if I have a lot of time, 3 minutes massage, and that really helps to, you know, really smoothen out my skin, relax some of my muscles, and it just makes me so happy. Honestly, it's like one of those things that really you're just giving yourself a little treat. I think that's pretty much it. I love Aquaphor. It's like one of those things that is always in my house. I love using it for like chapped lips. I use it on my kids, and it's so moisturizing and it's very cheap. Yay! We are done. So that is it. Thank you so much for sending me those questions. Honestly, they made me feel so loved and welcomed, and I will try my best to upload as regularly as possible. I think I'm a little bit lost in the sense that I haven't uploaded on my personal channel in a really long time. So I would love it if you guys can suggest any ideas. What is it that you want to see more of on my channel? And I will try to make a video of it next time. All right, everyone, hope you guys are staying well and staying healthy. Remember to take care of yourself through this tough time, because you cannot give to others unless you give to yourself and you take care of yourself. All right, I will see you guys again soon. Bye. Mwah.